Today I am going to give you an overview of the difference between yarn locks and Marley locks. So if you want to know my thoughts and the different process and the pros and cons of yarn locks and Marley locks, stay tuned. And I'm doing this video outside because it's kind of a nice day. The weather is perfect. So just altogether ignore my background noise, okay? Okay. I'm just going to give you different differences between the yarn locks and the Marley locks. So the first thing is the cost difference. Yarn locks are way cheaper than faux locks with Marley hair. Marley hair is $5.99 a pack, and I used about 10 packs. Yarn for the big roll of yarn is the brand that I got, which was like Value World or Value something, was about $2.99 or somewhere around there. So way cheaper. And I bought 3 brown packs and then just 1 small pack because I wanted highlight colors, and then 1 small pack of the red because I wanted that as a highlight color. So altogether I probably paid less than $15 versus $50 for the Marley hair. So way cheaper, way cheaper. They roughly took me about the same amount of time. I did my Marley faux locks over spring break, and they took me about 3 or 4 days and about 20 hours to finish. These took me about a week, but with these I didn't have just straight days that I could go and do them. So I would do some for a couple hours, then I have to babysit, or do some for a couple hours, then go to work the next morning or go to class and different things like that. So over the course of a week, and I would probably say a little over 20 hours. The Marley hair took less time only because it comes in already cut strands, so that I can just take 1 strand or 2 strands and braid it or twist it, and then take 1 or 2 strands and wrap it. But with yarn, it only comes in a long continuous spool of yarn. I think it takes longer because you actually have to cut and measure the yarn instead of just coming in the already measured strands like the Marley hair does. With my Marley locks that I did a Marley twist all the way down and then wrap the entire twist. But with these, I actually did braids first, and I started it like a box braid. I braided it to the length of my hair and then just left the yarn loose and then wrapped it, and that's why I have so much more movement. Now if I would have braided all the way down and then wrapped, they would have been stiff also, but I have so much movement because of the way I installed them. The yarn burns, it doesn't melt, so you will have like these hard burned ends at the end. Marley hair, when you burn it, the ends, when you roll it, palm roll it, and you burn it, it melts. So it all just looks continuous, and it looks like it just cuts off like normal locks look. And you need heat to seal both, but they have different looks. These definitely took more time and more precision to put in because it was important that you didn't have gaps with the yarn versus with the Marley hair. If you had gaps, you couldn't really notice, and it really didn't make that big of a deal because the hair stuck together, so the gaps didn't really matter. I didn't wrap this one as tight, so you can see where I started wrapping and then kind of a gap right here. So this one's going up and down and this one's going around, and you can kind of tell the difference when you're actually looking. And there's another gap right here, so right there, so you can kind of tell the difference. So it's kind of important that you wrap tight with these. To the untrained eye, like if you're not natural or you don't really know what yarn locks are, a lot of people think this is my real hair, which is surprising because when I first put them in, I thought that like, oh, they look fake, they don't look like hair. But that's only because I know that they're yarn. But to other people, they actually think that they're real to people who don't know me, and then people who do know me are like, what is that? Like, that's really cool because they know this isn't my hair. But they ask what it is. Nobody really guesses that it's yarn. But with the Marley locks, it looks real. Like, people who know me asked if I locked my hair, and I'm like, Marley locks definitely look more real, but people also think these are real. Marley hair is easier to get a longer length just because it's already set longer. But if you want extremely long locks, I would say go with yarn because you can actually cut it to the long length that you want. So it just depends on how hard you want to work to actually get that length. Yarn, as I'm sure everybody knows, comes in a wide range of colors. Any color yarn that you want, pretty much, and you can use it for your hair. So it's not a certain color that works better, and each brand's colors are different. So some brands might have more vibrant greens or more vibrant blues, and some brands might have more natural tones. But if you want more of a natural color or like a raspberry, Marley hair probably has. And I know Marley hair has ombre. That's really hard to find, but they do have ombre hair. Just my general thoughts. Hard to choose which one I like better because they're both completely different looks. Like, this looks completely different than my Faux Locs. It's just personal preference or what look you're going for. If you're going for a more natural look and you really want people to think that you have locks, I would definitely go with Marley hair. But if you just want a different kind of hairstyle, it's very unique and you get to play with color more than you can the Marley hair, I would definitely go with yarn locks. Marley hair was heavier. The yarn is kind of hot. And I don't know if because when I did my Faux Locs, it wasn't hot outside, and it is now. So just having all this hair on my neck and stuff makes me more hot. I love that the yarn is soft. Marley hair is not soft. It's kind of prickly, and I have really sensitive skin. So having the Marley hair on my neck and on my skin made me kind of itchy. And Marley hair, since it's so coarse and kind of frizzy, it gets stuck to everything. Like, it used to get stuck in my earrings and my necklace and my zippers. It gets stuck in everything versus with my yarn locks, it doesn't get stuck to anything. They're so smooth. They don't really stick together. Like, if I would have did this with my Marley locks, they would have all stuck together. I did like the Marley hair because I feel like I could keep the Marley locks in longer and they would look more natural. I mean, if you just don't care, yarn will last because it won't get frizzy. It'll pretty much look like this the whole time. You might get like the little fuzzies, but that's really not a big deal. I think that's it though. If you have any comments about something I didn't say in the video, if you have any questions, put in the comments below. And yeah, and I'll put in some pictures of my Faux Locs with my Marley hair, and then a couple of better pictures with these so you can really see what they look like. Alright, so thanks for watching, guys. I'm like deathly afraid of bugs, so I don't know why I chose to do this video outside. So bugs love to attack me, and I'm sure it's just me.